if a certain offensive lineman or a certain wide receiver starts to fall past 15, then it's on. Then it is on. Peter Schrager, who does have, I know that he irritates some people, but he's on NFL Network and he talks a lot about the Chiefs. What are you smiling for? Are you one of those people?
Nah, I mean,
be honest. Don't lie.
His eyeliner is beautiful.
There you go. Well, that's unnecessary. But my point is, boy, how about that? Nate up at midnight last night arguing with people about Prince on social media. This guy claims that he's done with arguing with people on social media. No.
He loves it.
I saw all over my timeline him fighting with people about random things.
I saw his tweet agreeing with Kelsey on like something about Messi. I'm like, bro,
right?
Nobody really cares.
He was trying to get some engagement from Kelsey.
I agree
about the Messi thing.
Well,
he took a swing.
Jason Kelsey nailed it. Like he was saying the exact same thing I was.
And he took Travis aside. But the point is, he was seeking engagement. The retweet, the trying, hey, Kelsey.
He was.
He fanboyed.
Yeah. Well, he's there's nothing wrong with it. He knows what he is.
He's also cupping the balls of the MLS.
He's a gigantic attention whore. We know this. That's what he is, and he admits it. And he's looking to get some type, And boy, that was in his wheelhouse. All of a sudden, Kelsey's tweeting about Messi, and he's got to get involved.
Yeah, he probably could have done a whole segment on that one.
Oh, he'd love it.
Just that one clip.
And then they
posted
on to argue with people about Prince and other things. It just keeps popping up in my timeline. Okay, so listen here. Peter Schrager, he does have sources within the Chiefs. He follows the Chiefs quite a bit and usually puts out some good information. He finally released his final mock draft, and he's one of the mock drafts that I actually will pay attention to because he will put legwork in and call different executives and try to, and talk to the people at the Senior Bowl and put some effort into there's a method to his madness, right? And he yesterday tweeted out that teams who I could see moving up tomorrow. And he listed the Chiefs as one of the teams most likely to move up in the draft. And so then today, with his final mock draft, he does have the Chiefs moving up all the way to number 19, trading with L.A. and getting Amarius Mims, the offensive offensive tackle.
Georgia.
From Georgia. He's probably really good then.
What would you? Well,
he is really good then.
What would your reaction be if the Chiefs made a bold move to move up 13 spots to get the left tackle of the future?
It would be huge. I mean, obviously, whatever they think is necessary to get the guy that they want, they're going to do it. They did it with Pat, and they moved up and look at the success he's had. I just think, yes, it's awesome. It's awesome to have that last pick in the draft, but at the same time, like, if you wait and don't pick and get a guy, now the cap hits less and all that other stuff. So it's like you kind of at that position where do you take a guy too early if you get him at 32, or is there enough guys still with first round grades on your board to take at 32? So that's the struggle that they have to go through.
Yeah, I like to see action. I like to see creativity when it comes to the draft. I like the trades. I like when teams move around. It messes up the whole. I think it messes up everybody's mock draft. So I'm a big fan of teams moving. I want to see them move up and get a receiver. I want to see them get a receiver that they actually want. Somebody that's one of those top 3 guys. That'd be fun to watch.
Are they going to sell the bank?
Sell your first round pick, sell your second round pick.
Is there a wide receiver that you like that might be available for them to trade up and get? Look, we all love Marvin Harrison Jr., but that's not happening.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be sweet. Oh, it would be great. It would be great.
I like those kids from the Washington kids. I think they're really good. I really think that Ladd McConkey kid's pretty good, too.
See, that's who I like.
I think he's all right. I don't know if he can be a number 1, but...
What do you like about him? The tremendous route running?
No, I think you just turn on the Georgia tape. Like, anytime I ever watched Georgia, he was the only receiver doing anything. Bama games, big games. I felt like I was the only guy I could ever really ever see doing anything. Maybe that's just who my eyes went to, but every time I turned on the game, he was making plays. And when you're making plays at that level, that's going to translate over the NFL. And I think what he did at the combine, the numbers he put up, I think it was impressive. I think it was a lot faster than everybody thought, a lot more athletic, and I think he'd fit well with what Coach Reed does and what the Chiefs need right now.
Dude, I'm with you. I think he would be a perfect fit. I'm so on him that I don't think they're going to draft him.
Yeah, I wonder if he would go in the first round before 32. That's what I feel like. I feel like since his combine happened,
It's right around there. I've seen some where he slips to early in the second round.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I wonder why.
I just tweeted you this clip we could play. This is from CBS Sports, and this was Adam Shine. He was talking at a draft roundtable about the Chiefs pick at number 32 and potentially what the reaction would be if the Chiefs drafted Ladd McConkey, the wide receiver out of Georgia that Gary just talked about.
Ladd McConkey to the Chiefs. It's not fair.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen, right? And he's going to catch 100 balls. And he's going to have this unbelievable Puka Nacua kind of rookie season. And the Chiefs are going to find the way to win the Super Bowl, even though you're going to have people like me picking against them all the time in big spots. And I still can't believe that they won the Super Bowl against San Francisco, and San Francisco was a better team. And they had Baltimore in Baltimore, and they had Buffalo in Buffalo. And if the Bills could have beat them then, when was it going to happen? And we're talking about the draft and teams making picks and all the optimism, and maybe it just doesn't matter. And maybe it's just Kansas City again, and it's inevitable. And they're going to take Ladd McConkey, or they'll take the fastest guy in the draft. And they're signing Andy Reid, and it doesn't matter. Congrats to the Chiefs, I guess.
Wow.
Back to wrap up this Topps Draft Preview edition right after this.
I've seen enough people that oppose the Chiefs that say, please don't let Ladd McConkey end up with the Chiefs, to lead me to believe that Ladd McConkey needs to be with the Chiefs. But also, our guy Pretty Ricky's back again. The burner,
boy.
Remember the burner account that was
yeah.
making all these predictions about free agency?
Spot on
And he was
guy.
getting everything right.
Killing it.
And then all of a sudden, his Twitter account got shut down. And so people were speculating that Goodell or the NFL got in there because he was beating Schefter and beating all these NFL insiders to the punch. He's the one that he came out and said well before it happened that the Chiefs would sign Hollywood Brown after they traded L'Jarius Sneed. Yesterday, like 4 hours before it happened, he tweeted out that Amon-Ra St. Brown was going to sign that gigantic extension. So the speculation is he's an agent, he works for an agent. He's an NFL exec, but it's too much good stuff, right?
Yeah.
That he's in his
He knows too much.
his account keeps getting suspended.
What's his name?
Well, on here's Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky.
But he tweeted out yesterday from it said draft intel that the Chiefs are going left tackle in the first round, and that wouldn't be a big shock.
It's not a bad thing. It's not the sexy pick, but it's probably more of what they need than a receiver. I mean, I don't know. I think with it sounds like Rashee Rice is going to be suspended for, like Sherm said, probably 4 to 6 games. So maybe that is a decision where that comes into play, where you want a receiver more early on to kind of get them in the swing of things. I don't know.
But if a receiver's so deep, and you can get a guy that that's comparable to what you would get at number 32, you can get a guy at 64 because the receiver's so deep. And left tackle's not as deep. Maybe you go get the left tackle, or you trade up and get the left tackle. And I've seen them, like a guy like Ricky Pearsall from Florida, available in the second round, who would be terrific as well.
I feel like they're more likely to move up in the second round than the first round to get a receiver.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, I feel like that's what they're going to do. I don't know.
What if McConkey falls into the second round and he's hanging around there?
Right. That's something,
Yeah.
Did you see Jeremiah's latest mock draft?
What is it, Jake? Certainly you did.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because Daniel Jeremiah from the NFL Network he also works for the Chargers on their broadcast.
He does the preseason games.
And it was kind of eye-opening to see him have the Los Angeles Chargers draft J.C. Latham at the 5th pick overall.
Okay.
Just kind of, I don't think it's not a guy that he has rated really high. So, I mean, look, teams are throwing stuff out there left and right. They're trying to throw teams off.
I thought you were going to say something about the Chiefs that he.
No, I just.
Who does he have?
For the Chiefs,
Yeah.
he has Mitchell from Texas, the wide receiver.
A.D. Mitchell.
Yeah.
I didn't know Washington.
Yeah,
Washington.
this is fun to do, but like when no one has any idea.
Right.
Do you know?
No,
Can you text somebody and find out?
not a chance.
If you texted Veach and just said, "Hey, where are you leaning?"
Yeah.
He would laugh at me.
Right? Well,
I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm not giving you anything. How was that NASCAR race?
that's it.
That's it."
How was it?
No, I'm just saying like that's what he like. It wouldn't. No, I would. Funny thing is people think like the players have an idea now. Patrick might, but other than
he
that,
does.
I'm saying other than that, no player has any idea what's going on.
Text Pat, see what he says.
What's funny is I'm looking at all the best available, and I clicked fullback, and it says no players are available for this position.
That's funny because we had Nagy on and he said the fullback position's not dead.
I mean, but
But
I was
but a
looking at the
coach in
draft.
the NFL said offensive coordinator.
Well,
said
that's
it's not
funny
dead.
because they don't use a fullback, so maybe he was just making you feel good.
Nah, they're still out there.
Are they? There's
Yeah.
not one guy on this draft list.
What
That's
about that
not-
kid from K-State, Ben Sennett, the tight end who could also be an H-back?
Yeah,
No?
I don't think they would. I mean, he's good player. I like him. I don't know if he's necessarily really a fullback. I think
But, I mean,
he's
he could
more of
u-
like a tight. You could use him as a fullback
Right.
for sure, but I think he was more tight end in college for the most
Do you
part.
like him as a potential draft pick for the Chiefs?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's right.
Why not?
That's exactly right.
Another weapon,
Third round.
big kid,
Sounds like
tough, hard nose.
Sounds like a waste of a pick.
He's actually a pretty good
Yeah.
player.
But you're saying as a fullback.
Well, no,
I
they
said-
use him as
I
an
said
H-back a
you
little bit,
could
but he's
use him
yeah.
as that role.
He's,
Like they
he's
tried
a
to
tight
use
end.
Blake.
Ben Sinnott.
Very athletic
name?
tight end out of K-State.
He's on most people's top 10.
Yeah, I'm looking right here. 6'4", 250. You think he's gonna be a fullback?
I didn't say that,
No, buddy.
I
just-
said he could use him in that role as well as tight end.
that's not gonna
Is
work.
Blake Bell
He's
still under
li-
contract?
No.
So then he would be a perfect
Yeah.
replacement for Blake.
Boom.
There you go.
Boom.
Nobody's replacing Blake, man.
Well, it's happened
Yeah.
multiple times.
Are they gonna draft a tight end this year? Is this the year that they finally? And I think Noah's gonna get a bigger role next year.
They signed Irv Smith, so
I know.
put
I
him,
don't,
put
I don't
him in
know
the room.
if you maybe
like
something
that.
like that.
I like that signing.
Fifth
Irv?
round, fifth, sixth,
He's not
I
better.
think they'll draft him.
He's
fifth,
not better
sixth
than
round.
Noah.
Go get a guy.
I think Noah's gonna have like 65 catches this year.
That's a lot of catches. Boy, oh boy.
I think he does a great job when he's out there.
What do you have
He's
last
on
year?
his last year of his contract too.
I think
Contract year.
I bet you.
That would be an explosion in production.
Yeah, or he might be only hit.
Oh,
You're all right.
What happened now?
He's spilling stuff.
No,
Just throw that on the
smoked-
ground.
what
Throw
is
that
this-
on the ground.
What is this
Yeah,
binder
no,
right here?
Don't ignore it. Just throw it on the
I
ground.
was
it, open
yeah,
it,
I was
open it.
talking
Throw it on the
to
ground.
I was talking to Susan this morning,
Worthless.
and I said, Sherman and Gehrig are co-hosting with me, and she has a coworker that loves you guys and wants you on the show more. Her name's Michelle, so if Michelle's listening,
Michelle.
here
Hi,
you go.
Michelle.
Here's your show,
Hi, Michelle.
right? And so Susan said, that should be fun. They'll be in there for 4 hours. I said, yeah, a lot of fun for Jake. We're gonna figure out the first time when Gary's gonna cuss because he's been on a run, and let it be known it was
21 minutes
yeah, before 6:30.
Boys.
First
just comes
curse
out.
word. Right?
If I
We
get
were
scared,
speculating.
If I get scared, something
all right.
happens.
You know, you were thinking it, right, Jake? Like when's the first?
Oh yeah. I mean, but I'm not worried. F-bombs are anything I'm really worried about. Sorry, Drake.
We'll get there later.
Glad that you just put that in his head too.
Here later.
63 career catches for Noah. I think he's getting 65
I
this
was like,
year.
he's had 28 catches each of the last 2 years, and you think he will explode to 65?
Especially-
That's a hell of a
Especially
prediction.
early on.
Let's look, how many drops has he had? How many drops did he have last year?
Like none.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So
No,
he's been very reliable when they have gone his direction with the ball. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't say 65, but I wouldn't say 50. Not
They
in
play
the 50s.
seven.
Career.
What do they play? 17 games, buddy. Come on. Couple.
Who those balls that he's catching are away from?
Well,
him?
Rasheed Rice. The first 6 games,
Okay.
they're gonna need somebody to step up. Give him 4 or 5 catches a game.
He's had one drop every year of his career, so
That's
that's
pretty,
pretty good, right?
That's really good.
Yeah.
Pickleball, man. I'm trying to tell you guys, it translates. I don't know why you guys
It
don't
doesn't
listen.
translate to anything.
It does.
It doesn't.
It translates to fun.
Hey, how did you? How was
It's
your
fun.
pickleball Saturday
Saturday.
What happened?
afternoon?
Oh, Matt Holiday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was good. It was good. We had some chirpers.
Did you?
Where'd you play at?
Chicken and pickle. We're playing for like 2 hours. The last like 30 minutes, Matt Holliday was in town for Jackson was playing this weekend against the Royals.
Right.
So Matt wants to play pickleball, so we get a court. We're playing. Last 30 minutes, these like kids, probably like 10 to 11-year-old boys, all line up on the fence, and they didn't know who we were. I think we were just playing at a good level, pretty entertaining, screaming, whatever.
Got the good energy going.
Yeah, so they came and watched. They're like, "We got next." I'm like, $500 a game. You guys can come on. Blah blah. So I already got these kids going a little bit. So we flipped sides, and then the two guys we were playing against like told the kids who Matt and I were. And they're starting to really chirp now. Like they're cheering against us. They're like, they say, 34 yards? 34 yards? They're like, how long did you play? And I'm like, 5 years. They all start dying laughing. I'm like, these little motherfuckers. But
Wow.
it's just, man, kids these days, no respect. Did you see the DK Metcalf video? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. No.
DK Metcalf was working out at high school, it looked like, and like, all these like kids these days just feel like they can just say anything they want on social media.
That's the truth.
Yeah, so I guess DK was working out, and one of the kids was like saying Jalen Ramsey's his dad or something like that. So DK like goes up. He's like, "What'd you say?" And he says it again. He's like, "What'd you say that for?" He's like, "For the phone." And I'm like, and then DK asks his name. He's like, "Good luck." And that's all he said. He walked away. These kids these days, man,
Man, they're getting crazy.
they better learn.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, he did not keep his end of the bet.
Oh, it didn't show up.
You didn't show up for the game?
The end of the month's not here, boys. Like, what are you guys talking about?
Practically is.
Well, there's no more like.
Yeah, there's no more opportunities in the
Oh,
summer.
that's
you coming
not
this
my fault.
weekend? You coming this weekend?
I could come Sunday. Meg gets
Sunday?
back early Sunday.
There it is.
Well, I wanted you to be the 7U game.
Did you tell him I wrestled a Marine this weekend?
Yeah.
How'd that go for you?
No, I was actually shocked. I was thoroughly impressed. I was my buddy. He's on our podcast, Chris. Awesome dude.
It's like Sherm size, but like 20 pounds less, 30 pounds. Well, how much do you weigh?
Yeah, about probably 30 pounds less. And he was like, "Hey, you want to wrestle?" He's like, "You ever wrestle?" And Gary's like, "No, but like, yeah, I'm all about it." So literally, I have a video I can show you guys. It's the middle of the night. We're outside on the grass, and those two were like, "You want to do it right now?" They're like, "Yeah," and I'm convinced Gehrig is gonna get his bottom whooped, and he shoots on Gehrig. Gehrig, complete control. I'm like, I watched. It was 4-minute round. They just kept going, and I'm videoing the whole thing. Like, you know, hey, you guys are good. Like, it's over. Because Jake, you know how it is. There's a certain point where things are going to escalate to
Right.
we were having fun,
Right, then
but
you get
now
pissed
we're
off.
actually going to be we're going to fight for real. And I thought we were there, and then they both get up, shake hands, kind of hang out, talk, hung out the rest of the night like they were best friends. But I was convinced he was going to get rolled, hurt, something, and he held his own. And if honestly, I might have given him the round.
I for sure had the round.
I don't know how you. I don't
And
know
who was
if
this
you got any
again?
points.
He's a
My buddy,
Marine like specialist, right?
Marine, ex-Marine.
How much do you weigh?
He's like my size.
It was an
205.
even like.
Oh, yeah.
205. I mean, yeah, Gary's got him by probably 6 inches.
Same height though, weight class.
Same weight class, yeah, for sure.
He shot. We scrambled.
Yeah.
He had me for a second. I got out of it.
No,
And then I had him.
No, listen,
I had his back for a minute. I could have killed him if I wanted to, but
Wow.
I don't know about that.
That doesn't seem
I'm like,
accurate.
You were up to that point. You were good. After that, I don't know about that.
I shoved his head in the ground. I was feeling good.
Did you wrestle growing up?
Middle school.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now,
I
he
haven't
looked like he
You always
wrestled.
doing?
I didn't
Yeah.
wrestle. I mean, I haven't wrestled since
Have you-
8th grade. So.
Have you been getting in the MMA gym?
Not yet. I'm going to. I told that Chris, the Marine, his name's Chris. I told him to come up because Sherman won't come up to the gym with me.
What's preventing you from going to the gym? You've been talking about this for a while.
And having time.
Just busy. Yeah, just super busy.
Or I
But-
thought it was because you're waiting for Sherm.
Nah, it'd be a lot more fun with somebody like, but because the guys at the gym are 150 pounds.
You know?
I mean, after seeing what I just did to that guy, like I don't even want to imagine what I could do.
I don't
to
know, but
these
those guys
like,
might put, they might work you over
Might choke you out.
There's a little bit, there's some different
with the technique.
yeah.
technique
Hey, that
alone,
could happen, but boys,
Yeah.
I'm strong as an ox, man. But I was sore for like 3 days.
And one of those guys get your back, then it's
Yeah, it would be bad.
be
but
ugly.
I think I could handle my own.
Sounds like you did.
After the
No,
week,
I was
after the weekend, like I had.
I
were
left. I
impressed.
drove home and I'm like, but
you guys thought
I
I
can
was.
see it on your face, man.
I'm thoroughly impressed.
You
with
guys
your
thought I was
performance
confident
tonight.
before. Like now, I'm just walking around. Like hey.
You look at
You
him
want-
in a new light now.
I'm like, you guys want to wrestle? Like I'll get down right now.
Yeah, no, for
anybody.
sure.
What would happen if you wrestled him?
I think on the weight would be just a little bit of an issue.
Just
for
the
him.
absolute power that you have would be too
Yeah.
much for him.
I'd,
Overwhelming.
I'd get
I
Sherm
wouldn't-
tired after a minute.
But yeah, I mean,
The 4 minutes was way too long.
I mean, there was a point there. I'm like, this is escalating, and it's
Right.
gonna turn into
4
like,
minutes is
someone's
a
gonna-
long
And the
time.
thing
Very
is,
long
he
time.
almost had him in a chokehold.
Yeah, rear naked choke.
And knowing Chris is he's Murray, so he's gonna get knocked out. Like he's gonna pass out
Right.
because he's not gonna tap.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, if this happens,
Yeah, that's
then
bad news.
things are gonna escalate. And I'm like, I
u-
brought him down there with me, and like he's my guest. And
Right,
I'm
and
like,
your
good.
your
And
buddy's
there's, like-
getting choked out.
There's 25 like high up military guys in there just watching. I'm like,
Oh yeah, it was we had a whole yeah,
crew?
we're out there on the range,
Yeah.
and those two were in the back just tussling.
Like, what started it?
Nothing, just those
well,
two just
nah,
being
it was,
meatheads.
It was on the podcast. We keep talking about Sherm's kids wrestling, and I think Sherm was saying like something about me wrestling Chris, and then we were just talking about it back and forth, and then we were there, and I'm like let's wrestle, and he's like, we were like, oh, maybe later. We were playing this shooting game on the range, and me and him both got out after a few
It's a
rounds.
shooting competition.
It's a game, so we get out after a few rounds. I'm like, man, let's just wrestle now. Like I was tired, so
Oh, yeah.
I got a couple of ideas floating out in my head right now.
what do you want?
Well, St. Pius they're the defending state champion wrestling team,
Are they?
and they're
I don't
incredible.
want to wrestle a high school kid.
It's an
though.
incredible program. Now there's some coaches and there's some there's
No, like those are.
there's some big
I don't
kids.
want to mess with those guys.
I'd like to see it
Yeah, it might be
Charity
as a
event?
special guest.
I'd
Let's
have to
have
get
men.
if I got in shape. I'd have to
Well,
get.
that's how you got some time.
you guys should
you know.
see.
I mean, you went a 4-minute round.
I know, but
like
I was dead. Like you should see me after. Like the
called me the next day.
adrenaline dumped, and then I'm just sitting there. I'm drinking water. I'm like spitting. I'm like, God, I feel a tear. My chest hurts. Wake
Get
up
the
the
burn?
wake up the next day. My neck, my finger's still jammed. My forearms.
There
my
are things
back.
that you don't realize, dude.
It's like when I went boxing for the first time. My whole back was lit up.
Dude, trust me, I totally understand what you're talking about.
Felt
Like
old.
when I would spar the next day or the day after, things would hurt. You didn't even realize that's where you got hit, or because the adrenaline's flowing.
Yeah.
And then you wake up and you feel like you should be in the hospital.
Yeah.
And even back when I used to wrestle in high school, same thing. It's like
yeah.
you use muscles you didn't realize you had. 4 minutes that's a marathon.
Yeah, we were going hard for like 2.5 minutes, and then like the last minute and a half, I was just on top of him, and I'm like, I'm not doing anything because I forgot all my good moves, and I'm just trying to hold him. I'm
Yeah.
like, we get to like, and I see everybody's like stop looking.
yeah,
like,
so everyone just
we're like
it was
after 3 minutes, like the interest was pretty high the first few minutes,
They
and
were
then
like,
like
"We're good."
I look over and like
we
everybody's
all
still
just went
shooting.
back there. I'm like, I'm trying to. I got the extra mags in my hand, and I'm like, here, I'm gonna film this in case something happens.
Right.
I'm like, Chris, I was like, I think we're good. He was like, no. I'm like, I was like, I'm good. I'm happy. I feel good. And I just shook his hand. I feel good now.
He's gonna want a rematch.
No question.
Of all the guys that you played with, that you both played with, who would have been the toughest guy to wrestle?
Allegretti.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Beast.
Yeah. I mean, he did. He did it at a high level. For
Allegretti would be tough just because his background. Not background though.
not
Yeah.
background.
Just because he's a tough guy. Who's
I feel like Nick Bolton would be tough.
Nick Bolton's a tough guy. That's
Nick
right.
would be tough. You never went against him, right?
No.
Who's the tough? Like who's just like the tough guy? Who's the toughest guy that you were around as far as your teammates?
I'm trying to think of
Like just in any walk of life. Like I'm not crossing that guy. I don't need that.
Like, you're walking in a dark
No,
alley. Who do you want?
Who do you want
behind
with you besides Gehrig?
Oh, I'm taking Alan Bailey.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I'm taking. I've already thought of that. That was not even a question. I'm trying to
Dude.
think of there was a linebacker.
His body was like a cartoon.
Oh yeah.
He looked like a superhero or supervillain, whatever. It's like it looked like somebody drew him.
A linebacker?
Yeah,
when I was here.
No, I don't know if you were here. Well, I'm gonna think about it. I think we have to take a break.
Think about that. You know what? It's just breaks are just a suggestion.
Who would you take? Who would you take from the studio?
For what?
No, not you, Steven.
Who would I take from the? What do you mean?
Outside of
Like-
you guys.
In a dark
Yeah,
alley
yeah.
with you from the studio? Oh.
And you
Tough
can't pick each
question.
other.
I don't think there's anyone else.
I don't want any of these guys with me in a dark.
I mean, you
I'm
got
good.
I'm better off on my own, to be
That's
honest
what
with
I'm
you.
saying. I'm good.
Because if
Big
I'm
Frank?
with one of these
No,
guys, then
too
I
old.
got to worry about them and protect them. I'll just
good.
I'm solo.
I think that's terrible.
Is that bad to say that?
It's
I
terrible.
don't worry about
I
myself.
mean, we'll see.
I'll have
how
my
your
own back.
Can you
reputation
have
goes.
weapons?
What?
You have weapons with you?
I would
Oh,
have one.
That new sales guy, Zach, he's kind of built.
I might take him.
I might take him.
Boddicker could be
Bod-
mean, yeah.
I mean, are we talking about guests too? That's not
Chidea.
fair. Yeah.
I'll take Chidea.
Yeah,
He had my back.
that could work.
If you're just talking about people who work here,
Good luck, boys.
yeah, no.
You know what? If Grunhard got his hands on you,
Yeah.
he would
Okay.
he would
Yeah,
rip
that
you
doesn't-
apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd tear you and have like a phone book.
You think he still got it?
Oh,
If
yeah.
he got his hands on you, yeah. Oh yeah.
He's got
just
some
He's got
knee
he's
hooks.
good. Though.
yeah. He would if he got his
some
grips on you, it's good night. Good night, Irene.
It's like the mountain.
Right.
I think Sherm's taking him. I think
Wow.
Sherm's taking him all day.
Unbelievable. We'll take a break. Back after this on Sports Radio 810 WHP. So the former teammate that you were trying to think of, Sherm, was Joe Mays,
Joe
linebacker,
Mays.
who
I'm
was with the
taking
Chiefs
him-
in 2014.
I'm taking him into a back alley with me.
What did he do to you when he played for Houston?
Oh no, he would his whole goal hit the ball could be 3 yards away, and he was just whole goal was to come downhill and hit and blow up the fullback. He did his job. I'll tell you that. We had a lot of. We were the same height, weight, almost identical. So it was a lot of fun when he got here because we used to talk about those days back when he played in Houston and stuff. So it was good.
5'11", 245.
Sherm size right now.
I remember interviewing him when they signed because he played for Denver for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Did you
as
like him?
well. Yeah, he was actually a good interview because he talked about the rivalry between the Broncos and the Chiefs and coming over to play for the Chiefs. And so, yeah, he was I remember talking to him up at training camp. So,
yeah, he was. I mean, I feel like all my teammates with the Chiefs have been great dudes. All of them.
all of them.
I haven't found any issues with any of them. Meaning, like me personally, with any guys.
You sign off on that, Gehrig Dieter?
I'm just trying to think of
All
somebody
great
that would-
dudes.
I'm just trying to think of somebody. Hold on.
Like, put it this way, even Marcus Peters, like
I liked him a lot.
That's what I'm saying. I liked him.
I
We
like
had
Marcus.
great conversations. To me, he was a good teammate. Now, everyone else, I don't know, but I had no
liked him a
issue.
lot.
I
Dave
had no-
Tobe love him?
Maybe.
I
I'm just
don't,
asking a question.
some days,
Did he love to ride the bus with him?
yeah,
You did?
he did. Yeah,
Yeah.
he loved it. Always got him right on his toes.
Do you remember when he took his shoes off?
Yes, I talked to him in the
What was going? What happened
That's
there?
in New York, right?
New York. He thought he got ejected, so he picked up the flag and threw it. Or that was what he thought he got ejected for. He never got ejected, just the
Right.
penalty.
Just walked off.
Started taking just right to the tunnel, going in, take his cleats off.
Wild.
I talked to him after the game, like out in the family section, and he was like, hey, I love being your teammate, and I'm like, hey, it happens, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe we keep our shoes on, figure it out. But it was wild. He hucked that thing about 15 rows into the stands.
When was that? I was here.
I don't think so. I don't know the year. Everything starts to just blend together year wise. We were in New York. We went back. That was the second time that year we were in New York, right?
Yeah, that was my first year.
Or is that another year?
Yeah, that's it. Because Kelsey threw the interception.
No, different game.
Oh, I'm saying that other
Different
game.
year, I think.
Oh, maybe I wasn't here then. I don't know.
You got a PI call on him. He thought it was
I thought I was
junk.
here for that.
He picked up the flag, threw it into the stands, and then he thought because he did that he was going to get thrown out. So he just started walking right down their sideline, right into the tunnel. Shafe comes running off our sideline to go get him in the tunnel.
And nothing.
He didn't know. It was just a personal foul or whatever they would call. And he wasn't kicked out of the game, but he went in the locker room for the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, that ref
There
never
we
saw
go.
his flag again.
The
Yeah, no.
Chiefs jumped out to a 14-0 lead against the Jets. So this would have been in December of 2017.
Yeah, I was here.
Is that right?
Yeah. I went against him every day.
Yeah, December 3rd, 2017. And said, Jets battled back, take the lead in the fourth quarter, thanks in part to a series of penalties called against the Chiefs. The 2-point conversion attempt, which would have taken them to a 38-31 lead, appeared to have failed until an official threw a flag for defensive holding. That prompted Marcus Peters to pick up the flag and hurl it into the crowd, to the delight of one fan that caught it. Peters then walked off the field and into the tunnel before officials could eject him, except it turned out Peters had not been ejected. He soon returned to the field with no socks, and it appeared that he had thrown his gloves away too. So
Yeah, I remember that.
there's the...
Hey,
Kick back, chill, and relax.
sometimes
Hey,
you gotta do what you gotta
listen,
do.
I might have been a fan of him just because I got to play one defensive snap because of him.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember
yeah.
that. Tyreek Hill cleats right there.
He just didn't. He
You
didn't
played
wanna-
one defensive snap?
Yeah.
You did?
Now what happened?
Yeah. In the NFL. Against the Chargers. San Diego Chargers. We were blowing him out. End of the game, Coach Reed started taking out some of the defensive backs, putting the subs in, and we didn't have enough guys. Like you don't have so many guys to take out. He wanted to come out. He was mad that he wasn't coming out. So Coach Reed, I was standing next to Coach Reed watching the end of the game, and he looks at me and goes, "You want to go play safety?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, go."
Were they kneeing the ball?
No, they ran a run up the middle. I just JOP, baby, jump on pile.
You get a
Came
tackle?
I was playing deep.
You get a tackle?
No, I was got
Half
up off the
tackle?
ground. I'll give myself a half tackle,
All right.
whatever it is.
We'll take a break back after this on WHP. Welcome back to the Border Patrol on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Sherman was asking me about Mizzou recruiting, and yesterday was another big day for them. They got, at least by some people's opinion, the top tackle in the transfer portal, the all-AAC first-team left tackle from SMU, Marcus Bryant, goes to Mizzou. They beat out Washington for his services. He's a senior, has 1 year left to play, 6'8", 318-pound left tackle. He started 29 games over 4 seasons with the Mustangs, primarily at left tackle. All AAC first-team selection during 2023 and allowed just 1 sack for the season. And so he has committed to Mizzou. That's literally a big commitment, a big get, and a huge addition to their offensive line. Boom, Gehrig Dieter.
You dishing out the money for those guys?
Oh,
or what?
yeah. I saw some people from Washington bitching, which is, you know what, just got to tell it like it is. We got outbid.
So
we got outbid by Mizzou. That's fine.
If Coach Fritz came up to you, are you giving up some money?
What's
That's
that?
not Coach Fritz. What's
You
his name?
don't. Eli Drinkwitz? I'll have a drink.
Coach Fritz is a Mizzou guy, isn't he?
Coach Fritz.
Never heard of him.
One of Dave's buddies, I guess.
Coach Fritz is a legendary high school basketball coach in the area.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Thought he
I'm
was
talking
a
about
Mizzou guy.
Eli. Yeah, I'd have a drink with Eli.
Fritz.
Let's go.
So are you gonna? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if he came up to you and was like, "We need you to dish up some money for NIL."
They got bigger fishes to fry than me. I got.
I'm saying though.
I'm talking about like Willie Fritz from Houston, right?
Right.
Willie, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, listen, Mizzou's on the up and up right
That's
now.
right. Get on the bandwagon now. You want to get a bandwagon? Get on the Mizzou football bandwagon.
It's gonna be long.
We'll go to Alabama. Let's go.
Long day for you when you go down to Tuscaloosa, buddy.
That's who you think.
Are you sure that guy's going to keep it rolling? I'm just asking. I don't know.
Yes. I think he's walked in there. He hasn't changed much. I think he's put his spin on everything, and it seems like everything's going right. So I'm excited to see.
Looks like they're more like
They're relaxed. It's not
more about social media and getting this Willie guy on there than anything else.
I've tried to get you to go to the game. You don't want to go. We could have a great time there.
I mean, I don't know what I'm doing in 5 months.
They going to Mizzou, Alabama.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, baby.
Don't give a
We can go down
about
there.
number
We do a
I love
podcast. We
America, and
get
I
Willie
love
on
the
it.
Tide, baby. And I love Will in the down.
Yeah, right. I
Don't
love
give a shit about piss but the
I
Tide.
love the
Tide. Go get 'em, Tide. Go take 'em down.
We're going to do a whole week of shows leading up to Mizzou, Alabama.
He's a master recruiter. Like that dude flipped one of the best receivers in the country to Bama this year.
Sherm, how about these Royals last night? They beat the Blue Jays 3-2. Alec Marsh was terrific, and then he got hit by a line drive.
Got rocked.
And we're thinking, oh, no. This kid has been so good to start off the season. He left the game with 1 out in the 5th inning after taking a line drive off his right forearm. But x-rays were negative, and he said he's going to be good to go, although there's a nasty bruise and the imprint of the baseball in his arm. But when you get hit like that, you're thinking, oh, no, don't tell me he broke a bone after being so good the first month of the season. But he's all right. And then the Royals win, and Bobby Witt Jr. is a superstar. Gehrig Dieter wishes Bobby Witt Jr. played for the Yankees, but he don't. He's a Royal.
I like
It's like
Anthony Volpe.
NWO, Royals for life.
We'll ask Buster about that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we can.
How about them Royals? Huh?
Hey.
You like it, don't you?
Oh, I do. I like having good baseball in town. I mean, I can't watch it, but
You haven't been to one game.
I can't watch it. But
He can't watch it.
I'd like to throw the Royals on every night, but I
You haven't
can't
been
do
to
that.
a game yet.
No, I haven't been to a game yet. I got enough.
You guys
stuff
are
with the
gonna
kids
be a
going
part
on.
of the Border Patrol outing we're putting together.
When is it?
Never heard of it.
I'm informing you right now.
I've been-
Yeah, it's
All
his
right,
job
what
to
are we-
tell all
what are
of
we-
our
what are we doing?
people.
We're gonna get a big crew. We're gonna get a bunch of tickets together. We're gonna go sit out and watch the game.
Can we sit in the outfield?
Sure, we can.
Like guests from the show, we're all going to get
Yeah.
Boddicker, Grunhard,
just,
all of us.
you just
Border
gotta,
Patrol crew.
hopefully, I can make it. Yeah.
Well, we'll work around your
Yeah,
schedule.
we're
We'll
trying to
make it
coordinate
happen.
Dates so
All right.
everybody
Yeah.
can
Coordinate
get there.
dates with me. Yeah. Well, I'll be there.
We'll try to do something where it's like a weekday, like afternoon, like today's a 1:10 game.
Yeah.
That'd
Like
be
a
it.
weekday afternoon.
like a businessman special.
so it doesn't
Yeah.
interfere with your kids' baseball schedule. Try
yeah,
to get out there.
baseball. Yeah. Just the wife's gonna be done with softball.
I'll
just
wear
leave-
a suit.
And we're going to have a big tailgate, have him wrestle some people out in the parking lot.
Oh
Wouldn't
yeah.
that be awesome?
Oh yeah.
looking like June, where it's not too hot yet, but you know.
Yeah, I'm in.
Just work with the
Yeah,
Iceman,
I'm in.
and he'll make it happen.
Iceman, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in. I'm going.
It's gonna be a crew.
That's gonna be a day right
get
there,
dirty.
boys.
We'll
a
work with our
day.
friends for Tickets for Less. We'll make it all. Everything will come together.
I want to sit right next to the fountain.
Well,
We'll
Make that
get you
happen.
a ticket over there. You want to sit with us?
right
we'll all be
there.
someplace else. Gary will be over there in the
One
fountain.
seat by the fountain.
We'll be. Anyway, the Royals win last night 3-2, and Alec Marsh is okay. So good news all the way around. We'll talk to Buster only after this on WHB.